Hi there. The latest story that has been making headlines since yesterday is that the Kenya Airways have suspended their flights to Congo in protest of our detained crew. As you know, Kenya Airways is one of the most preferred airline in Africa because apart from Ethiopian and the South African Airways, Kenya Airways is the other airline in the sub-Saharan region that has direct flights from basically Kinshasa to London, for example. Direct flights. They also have direct flights from Kinshasa to other regions like Dubai, and because they have been, categorized as such by countries like the UK and the US. And the other thing is that Kenya Airways flies daily flights to Goma. They also operate daily flights to Kinshasa from Nairobi or the East African region. They also fly to Lubumbashi, which is the town in Katanga province. So it's a very important airline in that part. Of course, the other one being Ethiopian. But a lot of business people prefer Kenya Airways because despite them being a little bit pricey, they offer direct flights from one destination to another. And I'm saying this because a lot of people say that if you fly Ethiopian from, say, Lusaka in Zambia, and you want to go direct to Kinshasa, they most of the time fly you back to Addis Ababa and then connect then to Kinshasa. So they do that a lot. But Kenya Airways can easily fly from Lusaka to Kinshasa without going back to Nairobi. That's a fact. Now, the reason is that Kenya Airways is protesting two of their crew members were detained illegally. Illegally, why? Because they were arrested by the military in Congo, which Congo is now a member of the East African community in as much as they have not ratified all their requirements. A civilian case cannot be taken to military courts where there is civilian courts existing. And that is universally the operation in all the countries in East Africa. What I'm trying to say, these crew members, which I'm going to tell you more about, were supposed to be taken to a court in Goma, which is a civilian court, and charged there, not detained in some military camps. Now, according to Kenya Airways, there was the military intelligence unit in Goma came and arrested two Kenya Airways employees because they accused them of trying to smuggle minerals out of the country, right? But then, according to the version of Kenya Airways, is that there was a consignment of hard currency, the dollars, that they had been given to transport from Goma to Nairobi, and they refused because it did not have the proper documentation, and the Kenya Airways crews knew that the moment they landed in Nairobi, that money was going to be confiscated because Kenya is now a member of countries that are trying to fight illicit flow of money, mostly used to finance terrorist activities. Because of what Al-Shabaab did to Kenya, they've passed the laws to ensure that you can't pass through the airport with this kind of money. So they are that low there. But in Congo, they thought that these Kenyan employees of Kenya Airways should have agreed to do that, which I suspect one of the general of the army in Congo, in Goma, wanted to smuggle dollars out of that country. That is part of the corruption that is making the Congolese army ineffective. So they get all the dollars through colluding with Rwanda to smuggle, minerals from Congo. And once they get this money, they want to take it out of the country. And when the members of this airline refused to do that, they now go ahead and start charging them with some non-existent cases of minerals, right? And what also happened is that Kenya Airways went to court in Goma, a civilian court, which ordered the military to release those employees as the case is ongoing, right? So they paid bail or bond to be released as the case is ongoing, but the military has refused. Both Kenyan and Congo government have not issued any statement, which now brings us to the reason why I'm making this video, is that there's now a total deterioration of diplomatic relations between Congo and Kenya. And it started sometime last year when Congo asked the Kenyan troops that were in Goma to move out of that country, accusing the Kenyan government of working with Paul Kagame and Uganda to destabilize that region, and accusing the Kenyan government of being sympathetic to the M23, which is what happened actually. So the two countries don't see eye to eye. That is what I'm trying to say. And one of the case here is that a very important airline that was helping Congolese people to connect with the outer world has suspended all their flights, and no one has cared. No one gives a damn, right? So it shows that the Kenyans and the Kenyan government and Congo are not at good terms, and this will go on for a long time. That's what I'm thinking. Now, another story I was talking about today is that early in the morning there was heavy fighting near the town, or the mining town, of Rubaya, and I said it in a previous video. And what happened is that about 300 M23 fighters descended on this town, right? They descended on the town of Rubaya, and they were actually now attacking from the position of a hill called Rushoga and Majagi Access. And what happened is that there was this group that I've never heard about, which apparently is a very serious rebel group there that is pro-government. It is there to fight these Rwandan troops and Rwandan proxies on behalf of the government. And the rebel group there is called Pareko FF. And this Pareko FF, which, as I said, I've never heard about, fought hard against this M23. This is a member of Pareko, and they fought this M23 and pushed them back to Masisi, all the way north towards Mweso. So, and there were also images of about 15 M23 fighters who, were killed in the process, and their agenda never worked. That's what I'm trying to say. So the Congolese army, FRDC, the same army that we see their generals trying to smuggle dollars out of their country, had not responded. And people there now, actually I got a text, are currently celebrating Pareko FF. And that's what they was telling me, saying that were it not for Pareko FF, the Rwandans would have taken this mining town. Right now, they were saying this mining town would be in the hands of the M23. And the coltan that is mined there would by now be going or heading to Rwanda. So they're telling me, were it not for this group, right now, Rubaya would be in the hands of the Rwandans. So guys in Congo, you can confirm that there's a group called Pareko FF that actually today managed to fight off the invading M23, the Rwandan troops that are in Congo.